What's going on, everyone? So let's talk about Bol Bol. He is officially a free agent. Phoenix Suns are not bringing him back because they have like 15 big men now, right? So we kind of really don't have a spot for him anymore. Look, I like Bol Bol. He's not somebody that I'd be running to the door to go get. I do think that there is still a lot of raw, untapped potential there. I do think on the right team and the right spot and the right situation, he could be a real piece for a team, whether he's just, a guy that's starting or coming off the bench or whatever. I mean, this is a guy that has shown the ability to do literally everything. Defend. The problem is his motor, right? His attention to details, right? His inconsistencies at times. But I think a lot of that has to do with his motor. And, he just, again, you look at a guy like Bol Bol and it's just, he is blessed with all the tools possible to be great. I mean, look at a guy like Victor Wembanyama. It's like Bol Bol was doing all that stuff before, right? There was all this, there was this Bol Bol, this Bol sanity, right? For a stretch. And then it kind of just faded away because Bol Bol wasn't consistent with it, right? And it's just, he's kind of became this journeyman now. And it's why? It's because all these teams are trying to find, because you look at him on the surface, he's still 25 years old. He'll be 26 going into next season, right? You look at him and it's man, the guy is still incredibly young, right? He's 7'3", play the 4 or the 5, but he handles the ball like a point guard. He's got a 7'8" wingspan. He can defend in space. He can block shots. He can defend and close out on the perimeter. He can hit threes. He can make passes. Point Bol Bol is a real thing, right? You watch him play and you're just man, there is a real potential there, right? There is a Lamar Odom version of Bol Bol that is just a monster coming off the bench, just giving you 15, 5 and 5, blocking shots, just an absolute menace out there, right? But it's can the Lakers get him honed in and right? Can Luka and LeBron and JJ Redick kind of take him, shape him, and mold him? Because again, he's a guy that if you could, you look at last year with Phoenix, he averaged 7 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist, right? His best stint was with Orlando. He actually had a really good season with Orlando. I mean, if you look at the points per game, the most points he's ever scored in a season was his last season with Orlando, where he averaged 9 points and 6 rebounds. But he had some monster games and some crazy stints and, was doing all this crazy. And we were all just wow, that guy's 7'3" out there, right? And then that just kind of faded away, right? But you look at Phoenix, the problem with Phoenix is he just was very inconsistent. Right? It just was not he completely fell out of the rotation. There was Mike Budenholzer. There was I think it was Bol Bol, if I'm not mistaken. Mike Budenholzer just stopped playing him because Devin Booker got in a scuffle and he just ran over there. Or he didn't run over to go back up his teammate. So he just stopped playing him, which I think is ridiculous if that's really the case. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Bol Bol. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think that's what it was. That there was a scuffle. Bol Bol didn't go over there and back anybody up, which it's the NBA, man. Nobody, yes, it's a bad look. Don't get me wrong. You're supposed to go over there and at least pretend, at least walk up you're going to do something. But it's the modern NBA. No, there's no malice in the palace. People aren't trying to get in squabbles anymore. People aren't about that life anymore. They're not going to risk $50 million to get in a fisticuffs. Again, it's not happening, right? So I don't really blame him for that, but I think it's ridiculous. I just think Phoenix, they just didn't give him the opportunity, right? I mean, he played 43 games in year one with Phoenix and played 10 minutes, right? And then in year two played 36 games and 12.4 minutes. And again, it wasn't because he was hurt. It's because he just stopped playing him. He just wasn't in the rotation anymore. Why? Because he didn't get in the fisticuffs, right? Next time, Bol Bol, I guess apparently your coach wants you to go in there and just punch somebody in the face. It's stupid, right? But nonetheless, right? 12.4 minutes per game. He got 5.1 field goal attempts, shot 52.5% from the field, 34.4% from three-point range. But he did shoot 42.3% the previous year, but on 1.2 attempts compared to 2.6 attempts. Basically 34.4% from three-point range. He shot 71.1% from two-point range both years. with the Phoenix Suns. He's a career 64.4% guy, 2.5 attempts, EFG of 61.2%. Free throw shooting, he was 77%, but on 0.7 attempts. Grabbed 3 rebounds, right? An assist, half a steal, and almost a full block with 7 points per game. You look at his per 36. Per 36, again, doesn't tell you everything, but kind of gives you an idea of like what would he have been if he actually played like real meaningful minutes. He would have been 19, almost 20 points, 19.6 points. He would have been 8.4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks per game per 36. Right? Like, again, this is a guy that I think needs to go to the right place. I'm not expecting him at this stage of his career to come in and be this like superstar, right? Like when I talk about the Lakers unlocking him, I mean in the sense of like him actually being a key contributor off the bench in a role, right? Can he be a 10-5 guy that's giving you, a block and a steal a game, making some plays, giving you some, very unique lineups that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise because of Bol Bol's versatility, right? That's what I mean. Again, I think that there is a version of him that could maybe be, like I said, a 15, 6-5 guy or 6-3 guy, something like that. Probably not the 5 assists, but can he be a 15, 8-2? There we go. It's probably something better, right? It's probably more realistic. Like I think there is a version of Bol Bol that is that, right? Can the Lakers be the team that unlocks him, right? I mean, you look at Luka, he can be that lob threat. I mean, again, he's got 7'8" wingspan. You just throw it up to him. You just go gadget arms and hammers it home. So I do think that there is a version of that. Like, okay, like there could be something there, right? He can defend. He can block shots. He can, it's just getting him bought in and focused, right? It's getting him to consistently bring that defensive effort night in and night out. Him buying in on the little things, the little nuanced things. Right? Like, how do you want to play a big role? You want to be a part of this team. You want to, stop going from team to team to team to team and find an actual home and a team that believes in you, right? Embrace the grit, embrace the dirty work, right? Need you out there rebounding and blocking shots and being the help defender and putting in the work, right? Like, get out there. The guy's 8 feet tall. Like, go out there and you should be dominating. Right? Dominate because he has the skill set. That's the thing that's crazy. Is he has the skill set. Right? There's some guys that are, we've seen tons of guys like to be right, like that are like a 7'5", but you're just awkward and uncoordinated and don't move very well. Right? Bol Bol's not that. Bol Bol is slick, he's silky. Right? Like again, there is a version of him, like I mentioned earlier, that could be like our Lamar Odom-esque guy that can just grab the ball off the board, go coast to coast, dish out some assists. I mean, Lamar Odom was like a rare species. He was like a legit point guard in a 7-footer's body, right? But like a version of that, where Bol Bol can just do a little bit of everything out there on the basketball court, defend multiple positions, defend 1 through 5, be long, be lengthy, use that, right? Have Luka. Luka, he probably averaged double digits just because of Luka. Now, I wouldn't want him as like one of our main centers, right? Like I wouldn't be like, oh, go get him as a starter or even our primary backup. I just think it's too risky, right? But I look at him more for his versatility. Right? It's like, okay, well, where do you find him minutes? Like, I think you can find him minutes all over the place. Like you could do, like, if you can get him the way that you need to get him, you could play him in all kinds. Like, yeah, you could slot him in at the 5, you could slot him in at the 4, but I also think you could do things where like positionally he's at maybe the 4 on defense, but offensively he's kind of out and like, top of the key area, right? Where he's like almost slotted in at the 3 and you can kind of go these like long, unique lineups, right? And it could work because of his ability to knock down shots and do all that stuff. I like Bol Bol. Again, he's more towards the bottom of my list though, as far as free agents go. All right. Obviously, I'd prefer, assuming the Lakers don't, if the Lakers trade for a center, but even then, I think you need a backup, right? So like guys like Clint Capella, these like legit centers that could be starters or backups, I think need to be a priority for you. Then from there, I think you need kind of perimeter help, perimeter depth, right? Can you go get a Gary Harris, DeAnthony Melton, right? Like guys like that. And then it's like, hey, we need to fill a roster spot. Go get Bol Bol. Sure. Right? Like if you got where to get Bol Bol and he's our, whatever, our third big, but he's kind of operating in the 4-5 range, then sure. No, the potential's there. It's just, can you unlock him? Again, if the Lakers sign him, I'm not going to be like, oh man, what are the Lakers doing? But he's not, I wouldn't rush to the door to go sign him, right? He's one of those guys where it's like, he's like the 14th guy you sign, right? Like you get your roster lined up and it's like, okay, we're going to leave open a spot for, the end of the season or, depending on where they're at, if they're under the first, maybe buyout or whatever. But like, we're going to kind of leave for this spot and then we're going to make this move here and, just have him be a raw spot. Maybe sign him to a non-guarantee to where you could just waive him if you need to, something like that. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Else but not, so we enjoy these types of videos and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.